Hi everybody, it's Noelia with My Moxie Dreams. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video is going to be my planner routine. I have a few little routines that I go through throughout the week, and I wanted to take the time and share them with you. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, make sure you subscribe to this channel. It would benefit me so much and I would appreciate it greatly. All right, let's jump in, shall we? Before we get into any kind of planner routine, I wanted to share first the two planners that I use. First is my Lifeline, and this is my everyday carry. This is a Gillio Amica in brown Croco matte, and all of the inserts on the inside are Franklin Covey Compact Inserts. I have been a Franklin Covey girl for ages, like decades, and I had always been a classic size, but moved into a compact back in 2017 and have not looked back. The small compact size has just been perfect for me as I evolved from a really busy day-to-day corporate job to kind of more of a slow-paced job where things are not as bonkers as the finance industry that I was in before. So this has primarily been the only planner that I've ever carried. I've always been a one planner girl. However, last year I started to play around with dailies, and I wanted to be able to keep my dailies and look back at them for reference if I needed to. And that's where this year my Pocket Moleskine Daily comes in. And this is an Eternal Leather Goods cover in pocket wide with 4 strings, no adjustments, just the basic pocket wide in the color brown. And I have a daily pocket moleskine on the inside. So let's just do a quick flip through of the two planners before we jump into my planner routine. So again, this is my Gillio Amica. I'm not going to go into where I get things. Today is just going to be just a quick overview of how my planner is set up so that when we go into the planner routine, you'll better understand how this system works for me. So as soon as you get in, I have some minor decoration. The first part of my planner is my month at a glance. These are compact inserts from Franklin Covey. This is her point of view. This is a month on 2 pages. I just love the layout. I like the spaciousness of the squares, the lines, so that I'm able to write any appointments, any pertinent dates that I need to remember. Everything here for appointments, personal-wise, and sometimes travel-wise for my boss goes in here. This is my Lifeline, okay? So the month on 2 pages, and I like to carry the entire month. You'll see that the current month is not here in the front because I move it to the center near my weeklies. I have a simple kind of decoration, and then it goes into my current month. I have tabs, and let me just go over that really quickly. I have tabs that are pertinent to my planning system. I have a to-do tab, lists, goals, budget, and behind this here is personal. And then the bottom tabs are monthly, weekly, bills due, and daily. And then top tab is just a bookmark that takes me directly to my notes, and then health and social media. I don't know if you can see that there. We will get into that and why it's important to have my tabs the way that I do when we get into the planner system, okay? So let's go back. So my monthly tab takes me directly into the current month. Everything is kind of laid out. It's a quiet month as far as personal appointments are concerned. However, work-wise, it's been insane. Right after the month, I have a trigger list and a perpetual calendar, another decoration, and then we go directly into my current weeks. And then after that, I have, again, the entire month of weeks are here in my planner. I keep them here so that I can forward plan. Then we have some deco. I have a bookmark that protrudes pretty high up, which I love because it's easy for me to get there. And this is my notes area. I have some Post-it notes. I have some paper that has just kind of notes that I need to transfer. So here I have graph and blank. I have a Franklin Covey folder that I keep things in, and then we go into my to-do area, which has to-do lists, things that I jot down or gets migrated here. Lists will go into a little bit further. I have another kind of subcategory that has my orders and other things. Then we have goals, which has my health, which shows my weight. I weigh myself every week, my social media, and then we get into the budget category, and the very back has my personal, which is more revolved around my kids and my family. Okay, so that is the quick flip through of this particular planner. Let me just set this aside and so let's do a quick flip through of this guy. This is my Pocket Moleskine Daily. This just has an ollie clip with a quote. I have these passport covers, 2 of them actually, with some Post-its, and then my Moleskine has some tabs that takes me to the current month. It takes me to my current tracker, and then I have some little bookmarks and decor that takes me to the exact day. So that is pretty much simple and functional. That's all I need. Okay, so let's set that aside. So those are the quick flip throughs of the 2 planners, the dynamic duos that I use on a daily basis. So I am a functional planner through and through. You will see decoration as far as, the beginning of the month. I create a theme and I decorate the front of my planner and my Moleskine, but I am a functional planner through and through. I need it to be functional above anything else. So for me, planning starts on a Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, and I plan for the upcoming week. Saturday is my time to review the past week and reflect on what is coming up. Okay, so the first thing I do on a Saturday morning is go into my weeklies. Remember I said that I have my entire weeklies for the month here and behind the current week. So I would take my current week, I would get my highlighter, and I would simply highlight the first line. I just do this because I like to bring attention to that first line. And I just go ahead and just highlight those areas. I also like to do the front of the page, which has my priorities, my meal plan, and my daily tracker and my weekly tracker. And then the back has my weekly spending, and I just like to highlight that. Again, it's not anything major. I don't decorate the weekly. For me, the weekly in my everyday carry is simply for reference. It's not for anything else. It's not for decoration. This planner is predominantly just plain, with the exception of the decorations on the front and a little bit throughout. After I highlight, I then refer to my monthly view. So again, my tabs are everything for me because the functionality of my planner is about being able to maneuver and go to the places that I use the most quickly. So after I highlight and prep my week, I go to my monthly and look to see if there's any important info, anything from the monthly view that I need to migrate over to my weekly. I then go to the previous week, which should be right in front of the current week. I'm looking at the previous week to see if there's any tasks that were not completed and that need to be moved, any errands that I need to do. Anything I didn't complete in the previous week gets migrated over, if necessary, to the current week. And that would get filled out either in the priority section, in the errand section. The next spot that I go to is the to-do area. And I reference this to see, is there anything here that needs to be or can be migrated to the current week so that I can get that completed. And then I just brain dump. The next thing I do on a Saturday morning is I do my plan with me. in my Pocket Moleskine. I'll move my everyday carry aside. I go into the week that we are, the upcoming week that are blank, and I begin to decorate the week. And by decorate, you guys, if you've seen my plan with me, it's very simple. I highlight my page, I add my words, and then there's a little bit of decoration in regards to stickers and washi. Minimal, because for me, as you guys all know, the Pocket Moleskine is very compact and the space is limited. So I don't want to decorate to the point where I don't have space to actually write out my day the way that I need to. Once the decoration is done, I refer to my everyday carry to migrate any important appointments to this Pocket Moleskine. So you'll see I have a lash appointment, and that's pretty much it. I have a quiet week. That is pretty much the only thing that I migrate is my appointments to this. That is the only pre-planning that I do in this Pocket Moleskine. Nothing else is pre-planned but the appointments, okay? So that is that, and we will get to this again later in the video. We'll bring back our everyday carry. So after my week is set up, the last thing I do on a Saturday after I've planned my week is I go into my health tab. Again, you see that I just quickly can go to that tab and flip exactly where I need to go. And I weigh myself every Saturday morning, and I add that to my log, okay? And that is basically all I do on a Saturday morning as far as pre-planning for the week. So now we move into our normal Monday routine. Again, my weeklies play a big role. On the back of these sheets, I have a weekly spending. And the weekly spending is basically me tracking every expense during the week. The goal is to have a no spend week, but unfortunately I haven't been good at that this year. Part of my Monday routine is to go to the previous week and close it out. And by that, I mean, I go through to the weekly spending and I code it. You'll see here that I've already done this. I have a little key that has the color coding for the weekly spending expenditures. So I have already gone ahead and done this because I've closed out the week already. And you can see that I have, one Amazon order that is for my cat. I have some miscellaneous spending, some fuel, some eating out. So what happens here is I highlight, I calculate the total amount spent. I take this and I go into my budget tab. After I have calculated, I've gone ahead and reviewed, highlighted, I've calculated the categories, and I have the overall total that I spent for the week. Then I move into my budget tab, and you'll notice here, let's go back. The first thing that you see in my budget tab when I open is this monthly budget snapshot. And you can see in previous week, my spending. And like I said, I've already closed out this week. So you'll see that I didn't have any groceries to log. I had $81.17 for eating out. Miscellaneous spend was $448.58. Gas, you see here, $89.30, and Ruby's Amazon fountain was $42, bringing me a total of $657.05. So this gets logged. I put the previous week back, put her back in where she's supposed to be. I'm still in my budget tab. So now this week 10 is logged, all my expenses. I've gone over budget per usual. The next page, which I have a little tab here to quickly get me to, these little tabs are from Planner Monkey Co. You see it says money. It's just a quick little tab to allow me to get to this quickly if I need to. And this is Creative Paper's finance tracker. I use it as a spending tracker. I love this insert so much, I can't even tell you. It's allowing me to see my spending habit, how much I'm spending, how much I'm going over budget, and whatnot. So once I have the weekly spending calculated and posted on this sheet, I now know my spending for that week was $657.05. I write down week 10, $657.05, and then I go ahead and I place it on my graph. On the side here, it has the numbers from 25 up to 1,100 plus. And so you can see here that I put 657. I put the little dot highlighted with gray and then did the line. So this has been an amazing addition to my planner. Again, creative paper. I absolutely love it. That is a normal Monday for me. Now we're going to do a Payroll Monday. A Payroll Monday is when a pay period falls on the week that I am planning. So when that happens, I have to budget plan. Same as a normal Monday, just with an extra step. So in my notes area, I have a folder and I keep these little budget per paycheck inserts that I created. I used to have them in compact size, but I just found that I like it better in a smaller size so that I can attach it to my bills due area, and you'll see that shortly. So once I have my little budget paycheck sheet, I need to go into my bills due tab, which is right here. This takes me to the current month overview where I already have all my bills listed on their due dates. You will see that I have the entire year here. All the bills are listed on their appropriate bill dates. And what I do is 2 or 3 weeks prior to, I fill in the blanks. There's just a couple of bills that are variable bills. Everything else is pretty much fixed. So what I do is, I know we're gonna do this together. I'm gonna determine what bills need to be paid on this payroll, which is March 17th. And what I do is I have indications when my payroll is, and I just basically, I'm getting paid on the 17th. So everything from the 17th to the next payroll needs to be paid. And so I can see here all of these items. So I'm always paying ahead of time. All right, so let me just set this aside a little bit and go ahead and write out the items that I need to pay. Okay, so I've already totaled this and the expenses here is $1761.89. And then what I like to do is get my erasable pens, and I just know that this is an auto pay and this is an auto pay. And then all of this is cash. And then this is bill pay. So I know I have to go online and set up bill pay for these items. Okay, so then that is what I do on a Monday. Let me get a little, and then this gets attached here on my bills due little clear tab, so that during the week, set up the bill pay for everything to go out on the date of my payroll. It's just how I work. I want all my bills to hit the day my payroll hits so that everything is taken out immediately. And I leave just the amount that I need to pay bills into my account. Whatever my payroll is, this minus this amount will be what I transfer into my savings. I only leave the amount for my bills in that checking account. Everything else is moved immediately into my savings account. So that is what a Payroll Monday looks like. So we already are leaving this girl behind, going back to center to our weeklies. So now we're gonna do our daily routine. And this is every single morning. The first thing I go to is to my budget tab, to my daily banking. And what I do here is I immediately go online to my online banking and I check my banking balance against my transaction sheets. These are basically a check register. And so what I do every morning is I go online to my banking and I check the balance against my transaction sheet. I already did this morning, so I know something posted last night. So I'm going to go ahead and enter it here. 314. I purchased something on Amazon. You guys are going to laugh. I'm going to tell you that story in my next plan with me. Amazon, and it was $36.61. So my new balance is $318.56. Again, I only leave enough cash in my checking account to cover any bills for the budgeted payroll. And I leave sometimes a $250, $300 buffer for any kind of little purchases that I make outside of the budgeted bills. Now I do the same online banking. I don't just do it for my checking. I also do it for my 2 savings accounts. I have a regular savings and then I have a bonus savings, which is any income that I make extra, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, a second job, anything that I do goes into that second savings account. And so that is included in my daily routine. I just check my online banking against my daily transactions. If there's any changes, I add it here. Now, you'll see here items in green. If there's a deposit, if there is any kind of income that comes in, it gets highlighted in green. If a bill hits, you can see here, the bills hit, this was the beginning of the month. I then go to my bills due area and I highlight the item in gray. You can see that all these things hit and they're in gray. So that tells me that these items have cleared my bank. And what I also do is I highlight them on my budget per paycheck. You'll also see items in green. This just tells me when any income hit and then it gets coded accordingly as well. So that is how I do my daily transactions every morning. First thing I do, okay? I always have this weekly layout set out in my desk. After I'm done with work, after I've checked things off my list, and I am now moving either to the living room to sit down and watch TV and chill, I go to my lists. This is where I have this particular insert houses all my TV shows that I watch on a regular basis, and I have them listed on either on the day that they come out or the day after they come out. And if I watch something the night before, again, I take my highlighter and highlight it so that I know that I've already watched that, and I can be like, oh, what do I want to watch today? SWV and Escape recorded. I'm going to watch that today. So as I watch things, I cross them out. I also have back here a little watching insert. This is more for things that are not on my usual monthly view. These are kind of one-off shows or things like that. And then just for fun, I created the episode tracker because my daughter and I were watching Good Wife all 7 seasons, and it was just cool to just do a tracker like this. Again, this was just more for fun. The other thing I look at under my lists on a daily basis is my orders. Again, a little sub tab. I don't know if you can see that. It says orders, and it flips directly to my orders list. And again, this is broken down by month. I have January, all the things that I ordered. February, I was on a spending spree on February. I know that I ordered something last night on Amazon, so I'm gonna add that here. Amazon, I already got the email, I already got the confirm. So the way this works is I order something, there's an order, confirm order, ETA, and received. I ordered this last night. Of course, I immediately got a confirm email, and it's supposed to come in on the 15th. Once I get it in, it then gets check marked that I received it. If there's a line through it, that means it got returned or it never processed, something happened and it got canceled. Okay, so that is the second place that I go, is the TV lists. If I have any orders that I need to add here, they get added. I then go to the to-dos page and see if there's anything that I need to add, you know, long-term, whatever it is. And then the last place that I go on a daily basis is my social media. I just check this. If my numbers are climbing and I've hit a number, I'll go ahead and mark it here and add it. My social media, I used to have a tracker here, but I found that I want to keep that data. And so that is where my Pocket Daily Moleskine comes in. So now we'll move into the Pocket Moleskine Daily. This is the Pocket Daily review of how on a daily basis I touch this planner. So I go in here, it's just kind of stickers, nothing major in the two little passport folders. But what I do is come into my tracker, and the first thing I do is update my tracker. Did I upload a YouTube video? I did upload a YouTube video. Didn't I do that Saturday? I can't remember if it was Saturday or Sunday. I think I did it Saturday, maybe Sunday. I can't remember. I think I did it Sunday, so I'm gonna put a check mark there. So I basically update this particular tracker. And then I go to my daily. The first thing that I add is the weather. I'm really enjoying writing down the weather, and I especially enjoy it this year because we have had here in California the craziest winter and weather and flooding and rain. It's just been bonkers. So that is the first thing I do, is come here, go on to my iPhone, check the weather, and add it here if it's raining, cloudy, sunny, etc. And then I go ahead and start planning the day. Like, I know already, because I've been doing this, I got up early to do a YouTube video, and I will be editing probably the next. Okay, and then I start work day at 10. Yesterday I worked until 7:30. It was bonkers. This is where I log important schedule and things that I'm doing on a daily basis as far as personal. So we already did our banking today, so I can do that. And we already did our bill pay today, so I can do that. Budget review has been done because we did that together, and I already paid the bills. So now it's just a matter of any additional things that I'm going to do for the day. Towards the end of the day, I will add what we ate for dinner. You'll see here, like, I keep a record of what we eat. If I eat out, which I was doing for a long time, ordering DoorDash and eating out. And so I will add what we made for dinner and temps here. So I write in here throughout the day. Let's talk about my nightly routine. So tonight I will go into my Wednesday and just go through my weekly view and my everyday carry. I'll go into my weekly view and just review, is there anything that I need to do on Wednesday? Do I have to run errands? Do I have to go do a return? Is there something with the kids that I need to do? As I'm looking at the overview of the end of the day, I then know what is my priority for tomorrow? What things do I need to add to tomorrow's checklist so that I can hit the ground running? The same thing goes for my weekly view and my everyday carry. Was there anything that I needed to update? Is there anything in the sections that I need to move or add or log anywhere? So that is my nightly routine. Now, that is pretty much my daily and weekly routine. Let's get this guy back in here. And the last thing that I do is my monthly routine. My monthly routine is fairly simple. I print out all my weeklies in advance. Remember, I mentioned that all my weeklies are in my planner. I probably do it a week or two before the month is over. I print out my week for the next month. So all my weeklies are printed, cut, and ready to go. I archive the weeklies for the previous month. So once I archive and I've printed my weeks for the upcoming month, Then I decide on the theme for the month, and I go and get it all set up and printed, set up my color scheme, and the themes are added to both my everyday carry and my Pocket Moleskine. So on a monthly basis is create the weeklies for the upcoming month, archive the last month's weeklies, I create a theme, and they get added into both planner systems. That is the monthly routine. So that is my planner routines in both my planners, my everyday carry, Gillio Amica with Franklin Covey Compact Inserts, and my Eternal Leather Goods Pocket Wide with my Pocket Moleskine Daily. All of that is super important for me to be functional in my day-to-day life. And so that is how I use my planners. So I hope this was an informative video showing you my planner routine, showing you why certain things in my planner are important to me and how I maneuver through my planner on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. If you liked this video, please hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you do. It helps me and my channel tremendously. And that's it, guys. That's a wrap for this specific video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.